Today on COC, we're servicing the steering suspension system on our zforce.
So don't go anywhere. Do you want a hat?
What?
I'm just asking if you want a hat.
Do I need a hat?
I don't think so, but I'm just asking.
Well, why'd you ask?
Because I asked.
Okay, so we've been trail riding lately, and I noticed a few clunks and rattles that were getting a little louder and not normal. So I jacked up the back end of my cfmoto here, and I went and shook the tire. See, it's got quite a bit of play in it. So I just automatically assumed it was a wheel bearing, and I actually went out and bought wheel bearings. But that wasn't the problem. We'll get this tire off and we'll show you what we actually found.
Whoa.
So now that we got our tire off, it'll be easier to show you where the play is actually coming from. So we'll have Francie shine the camera down here behind the knuckle. Just watch this joint right here. Alright, so that's the noise I was probably hearing, and I think we got some of the same stuff going on up front. So what we're going to do is we're going to grease all of our steering and suspension components, such as the sway bar, the control arms, the knuckles, and we're also going to go through and retorque everything to factory spec. Alright, so first of all, I'll show you where all the grease zerks are. Get my light turned on here. You'll have one up here for the sway bar. Your upper control arm has one in the center. Your lower control arm has one in the rear. Also has one in the front. Steering knuckle, you have one on the top. And you also have one on the bottom here. Just a little side note, I've seen people do this on cars. That looks like a grease fitting. It is not. Do not grease that. That goes to your caliper, bleeding your brake fluid. Alright, so what we're going to do is just give it about 2 or 3 pumps on each of those zerk fittings. Then we'll go through and torque our bolts. Okay, so I ended up breaking out the service manual to find my torque specs, and I'll show you what I found here. Here we got rear A-arm bolt. It says 40 to 50. 40 to 50 Newton meters, 40 to 50 foot-pounds, I have no idea. So I tried to Google it, that wasn't any help either. We did a conversion, it says 40 foot-pounds is 30 Newton meters. I went to an RZR forum, I did all kinds of stuff. We went to an RZR forum, and they're saying they're torquing their stuff down to about 35 foot-pounds, and that sounds good to me, so that's what I'm gonna do.
So, now I'm going to show you the bolts that Chris is going to torque down. Have the upper A-arm. And we have 2 lower A-arms. One here and one there. And we have 2 knuckles. One up there and one down there.
Okay, so like I said, we're doing 35 foot-pounds. Right or wrong, that's what we're doing. Size.
So, now that Chris has tightened all the suspension bolts, we're going to come down to the tire and tighten the lug nuts. And they need to be 55 foot-pounds of torque.
Okay, so we got everything greased, we got everything torqued. So just repeat this on the other side. And now we're going to go check out the front end, because believe it or not, it's worse than the back end. You can see when I shake the tire, that whole lower control arm mount moves.
So now we're going to grease some fittings. This one here, and this one here. And after that, we're going to torque a couple bolts down. One right here, which might be really hard to see. And we're going to torque this one as well. So now we're going to torque the tire down. And remember, 55 foot-pounds of torque is what you need. So now that we got all four corners done, it's time to hit the trails. So if you found this video to be helpful, like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, bye!